I'm gonna be here for a while today. I have got loads of videos to film and I need to get them filmed today. Should I change shirts or just go with it? I don't know. I'm really liking this shirt. It's a new shirt. It says easy go. Get it? Van Gogh, go. Haha, yeah. Anyways, let's get into the purpose for this video, which is, as the thumbnail suggests, my November TBR. I know, second month in a row, I'm actually putting together a TBR video, despite having sworn them off last year. Also, the Gilmore Girls Readathon is happening in November. I am really excited about that. Apparently this is the second round that they're doing. I fully plan on participating in that. Plus, I have some other new projects, old projects, new projects. So, without further ado, the plan. What I'm reading in the month of November. The first one is Lady Midnight. I think y'all know why I'm gonna be reading this book. Shadowhunters reading vlog, I'm still working on that. But I am really excited to go ahead and pick up the next in the new series. I am so pleased to be finished with the little novella, short story things. Finally, that I am done with that segment, I can start fresh and start with the new series. I am a little bit nervous because I have heard that these start to kind of slow down a little bit. And so far I haven't exactly been a huge fan of some of the latest books that I have been reading. But I know a lot of people still really like this series and they like the new characters. So I think it is going to be a little bit hard mentally to get away from, Clary and Jace and all of them. I did actually read a little bit. I'm gonna reread it, but I've only read, I read the prologue. So yeah, there's that. I guess we'll stick you right there. I gotta redo my shelves for November now too. The next one is House of Leaves. God, I feel like I just mentioned this book every single video. But really, I want to finish this book. It is very creepy. I started this book in October, if you've been watching along. I did start this book in October. I am really into it, but it's not like a book I can sit down and read in long segments. It's kind of read here and there. So I want to continue on with this book, hopefully finish it in the month of November. The next one is The Rib King by Lady Hubbard, and this is an arc that I have received. I would like to catch up on my arcs. I would like to be more diligent about reading my arcs before publishing date. I did also receive this one. This one came from HarperCollins. Hey, look, it matches my shirt. But I did receive this through Bookish First, and if you post a review by the publishing date, on the publishing date, you get mad points for it that you can use towards other new books in their collection. So I definitely want to get this read. Oh, nice, actually. It actually doesn't come out until January, so I actually do have some time to read this book. It's actually really fucked up, and it's kind of it is along the lines of human trafficking, but basically this guy, August Sitwell, he works for August works for this all-white family, and this family is very rich. They have all black staff, so his employers run into some financial trouble, and they end up taking Mammy, who's their cook, and using her rib sauce or her barbecue sauce and selling it. They make a lot of money off of it, and they don't give Mammy any of the profits that she's owed because it's her recipe. This doesn't sit well with August, and then I guess somebody ends up murdered or hurt, or there's a crime. So I don't know, it's just really, really intriguing to me. I'm so excited that I got this book. So I think it's gonna be very powerful and emotional, and I don't know if I'm ready for it yet. The next book is for the Dark Academics Book Club, the book for the month of November for the Dark Academics Book Club, that's a mouthful, is The Turn of the Screw by Henry James. I actually read this book on audiobook a long time ago, actually. It wasn't my favorite. I'm really, really picky when it comes to ghosty stories. A lot of times lately I'm finding that some of the things I'm choosing to listen to on audiobook probably just not the best received on audiobook. So I do want to give it a reread, but I'm going to be able to get the ebook of it. So it is a really short book too. So the next book I'll be reading is Vampire Academy by Rachelle Mead. I don't know if I'm supposed to mention this yet. There is going to be an announcement video coming soon on November 7th, so come back for that. But this is part of a read-along that I am co-hosting, so I'm very excited about that. Definitely come back and actually watch the announcement video for that. The next book is part of a secret TBR. And that is Mistborn by Brandon Sanderson. I am just so excited to finally get to this book. Everyone has been raving about it, and a friend has convinced me that this is going to be probably an all-time favorite. So I'm very excited to read this book. I'm like 50 pages in so far, and so far it's so good. I'm really liking it. And then finally, the Gilmore Girls Read-A-Thon, which is going to be hosted by Darling Desi, Life with Liv, Mackenzie's Lane, and the Bookables. I will leave all that information in the description box below. There's going to be 3 ways to read for this readathon. There is a bingo board available. There is a reading prompt list where you can choose a book that fits the prompt, or you can read from the Rory Gilmore reading challenge list. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to be committing to any specific book or books. I'm not going to be committing to any number of books. I'm also trying to read down the books that I already own. So this is also another great opportunity to do that. I have a lot on my TBR already. So if I just read one book, I'll be super thrilled with that. I'm also really not sure what's going on in my personal life during fall break. I may or may not have guests. So that's gonna really determine how much reading I get done, obviously. First couple of weeks of November, I really don't think I'm going to get much of any reading done. We have a lot of home projects to do. So that being said, here's a few books on my Gilmore Girls reading list stack. The first one being Brave New World by Aldous Huxley. It looks like a pretty small book. Satiric utopian future. I've really seriously been in the mood for like a really good dystopian, or utopian would work. Something like that that's not like fantasy. I've been reading lots of fantasy lately, and I kind of like I'm kind of in the mood for something to like switch up the fantasy just a little bit. Lord of the Flies by William Goldberg. This one's really small. I'm sure everyone knows what this is about. Bunch of kids stranded on an island. Things get shitty. Can't they find another way to put the price on books without covering up the fucking cover? Please. Bookstores, don't do this to us. What even is that? What the fuck? Okay. The next one is Bel Canto by Anne Patchett. I really loved another book I recently read by her, The Dutch House. She wrote The Dutch House, and that was really good. This one sounds really interesting. It's about somewhere in South America. Somewhere. I don't know where. Okay, somewhere in South America, at the home of the country's vice president. A lavish birthday party is being held in honor of a powerful businessman, Mr. Hosokawa. Roxanne Koss, opera's most revered soprano, has memorized the international guests with her singing. It is a perfect evening until a band of gun-wielding guerrillas takes the entire party hostage. But what begins as a panicked, life-threatening scenario slowly evolves into something quite different. A moment of great beauty as guerrillas and hostages forge unexpected bonds, and people from different continents become compatriots, intimate friends, and lovers. What? Sounds so kind of weird and quirky, so I'm really excited to read this one. This one is a little bit on the bigger side. Lastly, this one also works for a secret TBR, so I might actually prioritize this one over the other ones, work on that project, and that is 1984 by George Orwell. This one is a little bit bigger as well. Not too bad, not too bad. 325 pages. 1984 has come and gone, but George Orwell's prophetic, nightmarish vision in 1949 of the world we were becoming is timelier than ever. 1984 is still the great modern classic of negative utopia. Negative utopia? Isn't that dystopian? I don't know. A startling, original, and haunting novel that creates an imaginary world that is completely convincing from the first sentence to the last 4 words. No one can deny the novel's hold on the imaginations of whole generations of the power of its admonitions, a power that seems to grow, not lessen, with the passing of time. That would also fulfill that craving for like a dystopian society book. So that wraps up this video. I better get on to other videos that I need to film. So if it looks like I'm wearing the same clothes every month, it's because, or all month, it's because I'm filming like probably all of my videos for the month today. And I'm not gonna change. If you like this video and would like to see more content, leave a like and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. Bye. All right, real quick. I have to share something. I just saw this on Instagram. This Skylar Can Read liked one of my pictures. Oh, she liked my House of Leaves picture that I posted on Instagram. But her picture is so good. First of all, I will also post it here if you can't see it. I think that is such a beautiful picture. I love the leaves. I mean, that's what I had that in mind. I had that in mind using leaves somehow, but like we didn't really have any leaves because Florida, you don't really have a whole lot of falling leaves. I mean, you kind of do. I don't know. Anyways, I love this picture. It's a beautiful picture, but more so, I love what she wrote about it. So I'm going to read that to you. By the way, this profile is Skylar Can Read. For my Goth October post, I'm tackling one of the most original, unsettling books I've ever read, House of Leaves by Mark Z. Danielski. While preparing this post, I scrolled through a lot of Bookstagram posts about House of Leaves. Most people, it seemed, hadn't actually read the book. At more than 700 pages, it's probably easier just to take a picture, and this is a purposefully confusing and difficult book. I totally get it. And I only read it because a challenge pushed me to. But I'm here to urge you to make the effort and actually power through this thing. It's worth it, I promise. I'm trying real hard. Put simply, this book is if I can read correctly. Put simply, this book is a gothic horror masterpiece. It's remarkably unique, complex, ambitious, and layered. There are footnotes, strange formatting choices, and pages that you have to reflect in a mirror to read at all. I didn't hear this part. That makes sense. I did see that part where like the words are like backwards. This is a book about a man researching a book about a documentary about a ... You know what? I'm not even gonna try and break it down. It's better if you just jump in and find out for yourself. That is true. You cannot explain this book to anybody. This is a ghost story, a family drama, a portrait of madness, a scholarly research paper, a meditation on fear itself, and so much more. I'm also going to be adding this book to dark academic books because it definitely is. Just because of, like she said, the formatting. There's all the footnotes and there's lots of reference to literature and other works. Sometimes fake. Mostly fake works. Just so you know. Some will tell you that you should take notes while reading House of Leaves, but I couldn't disagree more. House of Leaves is not about remembering or even understanding every single detail. That is something that literally I was trying to do at first. I was like, ooh, I should like do this because I even said it. I said it in my TBR. I was like, I can't wait to annotate this thing. But like, really? You can't. And it's okay if you're reading through and don't understand things, because when you're meant to understand, you will understand. Like, it will slap you in the face. So, and trust me, you ain't gonna forget it. It's not about remembering or even understanding every single detail. In fact, there are large portions of the book that you'll probably skim right through. It doesn't matter. Read this book in the way that works for you. If you allow yourself, you might get lost in the story, just like these characters get lost in the impossible labyrinths of their home. House of Leaves isn't for everyone, but if it's for you, it's really for you. I just loved that, and I didn't know about the mirror thing, so that is really, really cool.